Hi guys, welcome to Jam's Barbecue. I'm Tam, and along with my partner Josh, we are here to teach you some tips and tricks on smoking meats, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make smoky maple barbecue pork belly bites, or for those in America, burnt ends. So we're going to start with our pork belly. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll come back and show you. Okay guys, so we've got our pork belly here. It is skin side down. This is just one that we've gotten from Coles. We've left it out overnight in a tray in the fridge. That just helps to reduce some of the moisture that sits in those cryovac bags that you get from the supermarket. If you bought one from the butcher, they're generally not as moist, basically. So you're able to go with them a little bit quicker, but I find with any pork belly or pork, leaving it out at least overnight helps to remove some of that moisture. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slice the pork belly into dice sections, so about 1 inch thick each side. So don't try and cut the whole way through in one cut. Go down and then you can come back and cut through the fat. That just allows it to cut a lot easier. We're going to do that for the whole pork belly, then we're going to flip it around and we're going to dice it the other way. All right guys, so now we've cubed up the pork belly, so they're in nice little chunks here. What we're going to do is we're now going to transfer it to a Ziploc bag and we're going to add in some seasoning, some rub. So this one is a nice maple rub that I've just got from Bunnings. It's about $11, so it's not too overly priced. We are going to need a fair bit to cover all of the pork belly though, so you will use between 1/4 and 1/2 of one of these depending on how big your pork belly is. So now we're just going to go and put these into the bag. Okay, so now that we've got these pork belly bites in the bag, we're going to go ahead and add in the rub. Doing it in the bag allows it to get a nice even coating on all of the bits of pork belly. So you want to make sure that you're moving it around so it's getting the rub over all of it. And you want it to have a decent amount of cover so that you basically can't see the meat or the pork belly skin once the rub's covered it. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so as you can see, our pork belly is covered nicely with that rub that we've just put on. When you've got them in the bag, try and lay them flat because that'll allow the coating to just sit there and marinate nice and evenly. We're going to leave it for at least 20 minutes. You can do it up to overnight though. If you're a bit time poor, if you've got mates coming around, you want to get it in nice and quick in the morning. But we're going to leave this just to marinate for a bit. We'll come back, we'll get the smoker started, and then we'll show you how to cook it up. Okay guys, so while your pork belly is marinating, we're going to get the smoker started. Sorry, we've got the animals coming in to say hello as well. So I find that these are the best heat beads. You can get them from Bunnings. They're about $30 a bag. Choose your own ones though. The fire starters that I use are these wax ones. I find they're much quicker to get your chimney going. And we've got our chimney filled, ready to go to light up to put into the smoker. So you just light them up and then cover them up and then let that heat up while we go and get ready for the rest of the pork to go in. While your chimney is heating up, I've found the best thing you can do is put your wood around it. So that'll allow the wood to catch on fire a lot easier and you'll get a nicer smoky flavour once we put that into the smoker a little bit later. All right guys, so you can see that that's been in there for a little while now and it's allowed the marinade to absorb into the meat. So that smells amazing with that maple rub that we've just put on it. What we've done is we've pulled the tray out, which allows then for you to heat the smoker up and you're not spending a long time actually placing all of the pork belly bites onto your tray while the smoker is cooling down. So we'll be able to put it in while it's still nice and hot. We're going to just arrange them, leave them if you can with a little bit of a gap because that'll allow the smoke to absorb through the bites. If you don't have enough room, it's fine. They will shrink down through the cook. Okay guys, so now you can see we have arranged the pork belly on the tray. Not each piece of pork belly is going to be the same shape or size. You are going to have some that are a little bit bigger, some that are a little bit smaller. It doesn't matter. It's going to cook through and still taste nice. Some of the littler ones might have a bit more crunch on it, but that's fine. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got a nice flame going now in the chimney. We're going to put that into the smoker and rearrange the coals so that they're not all sitting at the top. So we want it so it's nice and even. We've got that there. We're going to add some wood in now. We're only going to use the top barrel. We're not going to use the double barrel that we've got for the smoker because we're only doing one cook tonight. So that's that getting nice and lit. We're going to go grab the pork and then bring it out. Okay, so that's heating up nice and well now. So we're just going to drop the pork belly on top. We're going to let this go until it probes at about 160 Fahrenheit. I learnt the American way, so I go with Fahrenheit, but it's about 71 degrees Celsius for those that don't. And now we're just going to let it go. Oh, I'm using cherry chunks too. So for those that want to know what wood we're using, it does come from Bunnings. Nice cherry smoke. Okay, so we've been going for about an hour now. How good are these looking? We're going to probe to see what temperature we're sitting at. So we want it about 71 degrees Celsius. It looks like we're going to hit that. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to pull this off in a second. Okay, so now we're going to make the sauce that will go on top of the pork belly bites, and we're going to leave them in for about half an hour to caramelize and absorb all of the barbecue. So this is my favorite. It is the Smoky bourbon sauce and marinade from Beerenberg. Amazing. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you actually prefer. This is just my favorite, so we're going to go with this one. You're going to add about half of the bottle, and we're going to do a good squirt of maple syrup. It's just from Coles, nice and cheap. We're going to mix that together, and then we're going to put that onto the pork belly bites. Okay, so now we've pulled the pork belly bites off. We're just going to add the barbecue sauce to this. We're going to mix it all around and make sure they're nice and coated. We're going to put that back in the smoker, and we're going to leave it for about half an hour. Okay, so they're nice and coated now. We've just put them back in the smoker. We're going to leave that go for about half an hour, let that caramelize up and absorb all of that lovely barbecue sauce. Okay guys, these have been in for about 40 minutes. They've caramelized up quite nicely. You can see that the barbecue sauce and the maple syrup have coated these very, very well. So we're going to plate up now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us for more content. We'll see you in a week or so.